Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That is Jack. I'm Connor, and this is the 45 Euro 2021. The first 24 matches of the group stage are done. That means the second third is complete. We're going to take a look at the group stage standings and how we predicted and how we're doing. In some cases, we're doing okay. In some cases, it's an absolute dumpster fire on a train wreck.
Only look at the top one, and we are geniuses.
Italy.
Do not look at the bottom one on the left.
Class of the group.
Yeah. I mean, Italy just looked like one of the favorites of the tournament. I think you compare their individual talent against other nations. They don't stand up too well. They're very good. But what they have is they have a complete squad, yes, and they have a great system. Very well ironed out. It limits the amount of chance that they concede. You know their XG in the first half in their first two matches combined? 0.01 XG in the first two halves.
They haven't conceded a goal. And they've scored 6.
Yes, so the leading scorers of the tournament, and they've conceded as few amount of goals as you possibly can. Just two perfect performances. Locatelli's playing out of his mind. We did a video on him a little while ago.
Mobley looks great. 2 goals each.
I think Italy just looked tremendous. Wales, hey, we got that wrong. Loud wrong. We predicted you not to be as good.
They could still finish third.
Yes, they could.
But if they beat Italy,
they
win the group.
They finish first. That would be a remarkable.
I don't see that one happening.
I think Turkey was almost everyone's favorite dark horse. We had them, I think, winning a match. I think we had them winning a round of 16 match. They just did not look good. Like it's just they have a good amount of talent, just hasn't panned out.
No, well they had the own goal in the first match. They just have had a bit of bad luck. I mean, and then they run into a Wales team that's playing pretty good.
You score no goals. You score no goals. You concede 5. You're never.
Yeah, it's not going to work out well for you.
Yeah.
Italy, Wales, Switzerland, Turkey. I don't know that Switzerland can get one of the like the group 4 of that top 4.
If you get 4 points, you feel good.
Good.
If you win,
you shot, and I think they will win. And Turkey just trying to save face at this point. But.
I mean, if Turkey win, they have a very outside chance at third, very outside. But you have to be hoping for some real teams that get smacked around. Like you have to score a fair few goals if you're Turkey.
They got to win 4-0.
Yeah, more than that because you got to try and get like 5-0 so you can get 0 goal difference.
0 goal difference. I wasn't sure their goal difference.
Yeah, it was -5 after a 3-0 and 2-0 loss.
Group B, Belgium again doing well here. Denmark have just, for obvious reasons, they've run up against it. They're not performing, I think, the way they would have expected in light of everything with Christian Eriksen and then just the emotion of all of that. Glad to see he's out of hospital, back home, recovering, able to see his teammates.
Yeah.
But Belgium just looked good. They've got De Bruyne back. It's a different club. I mean,
they looked bad without De Bruyne against Denmark. Denmark were the better side in that one, but then what will benefit the big sides until we get to the final 4 teams is if you're able to bring on a Kevin De Bruyne off the bench at halftime, and Denmark have been holding on to a 1-0 win for that long, you're never going to survive that. And they conceded the 2 goals to lose that match. And I think talent-wise, Denmark should have been second in this group, but obviously other reasons have made them kind of fall off. And you know what? That is, at the end of the day, they still could qualify out of the group, actually. If you win 2-1 and Belgium win, you could finish second. So they have it's been as bad as it possibly could be in these first 2 matches. One of your players having this near-death experience and losing your first 2 matches, and you still, in the final match, have it in your hands. You beat Russia 2-1 or better.
I think they'll through. I don't know if they can do it. Like Russia are playing reasonably.
Mm-hmm. It is in Copenhagen.
That helps.
And if they play as well as it did against Belgium against Russia,
I think they can.
Yeah,
that's
do
probably fair. Belgium, Lukaku playing very, very well, has 2 goals in it for Golden Boot.
Yeah.
There's one behind the leaders at 3.
And they look like they'll be going around for a while, so that'll help them a lot.
Yeah. Group C, the Dutch at the top again, clean 6. We had Austria, Ukraine. This one not terrible, right there, level on points, ahead on goal difference. Ukraine and Austria, that'll decide your second place.
Yeah.
And then the Netherlands should
win.
Have the full 9 with a win over Macedonia. I mean, worst case they get a draw. I don't see Macedonia doing much. They've had some good goals. North Macedonia has, but
yeah. Well.
Dumfries with 2 goals. He's been doing very, very well.
Yeah. What's remarkable actually is Ukraine are ahead not on goal difference, on goals scored, because they both have 0 goal difference, but Ukraine has scored 4, Austria have scored 3. So Really, I mean, if it's a draw, obviously Ukraine go through and second on that. So I think a draw is probably the best result for everyone involved because 4 points, you feel pretty good about being a third place side, especially with 0 goal difference.
Right, Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk are your 2 goal scorers, right?
Yeah.
The 2 of them have scored all 4.
So I think this has been a pretty unsurprising group. I think we expected 3 teams to get out of this group because I think we expected North Macedonia to get 0 points.
Yeah.
And for the points to be shared by those top 3 sides. And all 3 to go Netherlands' way, which I think is going to happen.
Yeah, 9-6-3, 9-6-6.
9-4-4.
9-4-4 would be the max, right, if they could do it. So, not probably. This one is a little weird. England did not look good at all. They were dreadful. That was that match against Scotland. Good on Scotland to get the point, but that was not a fun football match to watch. Czech Republic doing enough. Croatia can still make it through. England goes through with a draw.
Yeah.
And you think they want to get second place here? I think it's dangerous.
You're rooting for a draw.
Way
We'll see
dangerous.
Group F in a second. But if you're an England fan and it's 0-0, 1-1, 85th minute,
I'm squeaky bum
you're
time.
sitting there like,
Bad situation.
can we just kind of pass it around? Czech Republic, you get first place. You won the group. Yay. But then you win the group, but you face, as things stands, Germany.
Not much more to say about that. So Spain, they got 2 draws. They can still go through with a win. They play Slovakia. Look, Morata scored today, which was nice to see, but he also was flat on his back far too many times in the 6-yard box with the ball at his feet.
Yeah.
Spain are just wasteful. Like, they don't look like a traditional Spain team where they're short triangle passes. They're playing.
But they're creating chances as good as
Yes.
anybody else, but they lack a striker who can put them home.
And then the missed penalty from
Moreno.
Gerrard.
Then the missed follow-up from Morata. They had 3.38 XG in this game, and they scored 1. And it was a borderline offside call. That was so super close for Morata being offside. They're not feeling good right now. I mean, Slovakia, they beat Spain, and they feel good about going through. So Slovakia have everything to play for, and Spain could get knocked out. I don't think they will. I think they'll win and get the 3 points required to at least finish second, if not first.
Poland can still get through. They beat Sweden.
I keep on looking at the table on the left as the one that's supposed to be on the right. Yeah, Poland, excuse me. They still feel good about going through because if you look at the goal difference,
They haven't played very well.
it's -1 for Poland and 1 for Sweden. So you win by 2 goals. It's tough, but instantly you flip that. And actually, if you win, you go past Sweden because you're level on goal difference,
Right.
but you'd have
That's the
3
first tiebreaker.
You'd have 3 goals for compared to their just 1 goal for. Sweden have scored 1 goal in their 2 games, conceded 0 goals. That's impressive, actually. I think a bit nervous if you're Spain, but considering that some points have to be stolen elsewhere, I mean, you got to get the 3. 5 points gets you through,
beat Slovakia.
but you need to get the points.
This group, nobody saw Hungary getting the point. Granted, they were playing in front of 65,000 fans in Bucharest. It was bonkers to see that. Or Budapest, excuse me. Portugal plays France in Budapest, Germany and Hungary in Munich. Germany can still get knocked out. We have them going pretty far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know. They look great today.
I mean,
again, could have scored more.
Yeah, if you lose that home field advantage, it's a big loss for Hungary. I mean, again, this reminds you why this sport is as emotional, as big as it is, because it's such a low-scoring sport, and because fans can make such a difference. And you saw it happen in this match between Hungary and France. That France had a lot of chances, but Hungary
all that interesting.
and the contrast to the first match against Portugal when it was a war of attrition and they just kept on throwing new bodies against them, the new players who were fresh off the bench, they couldn't deal with that because they were just tired legs. But this match, France were throwing Ousmane Dembele, who ended up getting hurt. Like those kinds of players off the bench, and they were able to sustain it, and they scored a goal as well, which
when
helps.
you rely on a hoof from Lloris, that terrible defending, terrible defending by Hungary to allow Mbappe to get the ball over, and I mean that
that was the one moment of just like that was just bad technical ability.
You don't let that ball hit the ground.
You can't let the ball hit the ground in that situation. And Mbappe just outmuscled him. Just was very good in that situation. But this group is wide open.
We look pretty good in this one.
We do look pretty good, but it was a very predictable group almost in that sense. Portugal actually are not feeling too good if you're them because, yeah, your goal difference is 1, but you're playing France, who might have a point to prove. So, and 3 points is not guaranteed to get you through, so you need, I think, at least a point. But if they don't want to be in a similar situation where they're hoping that they get through as a third-place side again, Germany just get 3 points against Hungary.
France are going to want to prove a point here. They're going to be like, we weren't as bad as that last match.
I
We've
think
got to come out strong.
Germany needs to trend upwards for their second consecutive match. Excuse me. Jeez,
Right.
that was a mess. I mean, you saw how they vastly improved from the France performance against Portugal to the one against Portugal. Now, they didn't look great, but it was Portugal a lot of times kicking into their own net with 2 own goals.
How many own goals? At least 5. There were 2 today.
It was 5, yeah. I mean, there's 2 today, obviously. So I think they need to get the 3 points in this match, and it gives you a good chance at first.
France could finish 3rd.
Yes. I think
There's a good chance Portugal beats them.
Yeah. Portugal are the opposite of Italy. They are so much talent, but they are 11 players with 11 different ideas in their head. They do not play like a coherent system. The space
I don't know. That ball to Jota and then the toe over to Ronaldo for the easy finish.
That was just talented players doing talented things. Their defensive structure was poor.
Yeah,
they couldn't really break Germany down when they were setting their block. And Germany put 4 past them. Like, they have some good talent, but they got 4 put past.
It's the best team that Ronaldo has had around him, and he's in the lead. He's got 3 goals. He had 2 in the last 5 in the first round.
Ronaldo, I think he you wonder can he do a bit more. It's tough when you have Ruben Diaz kicking his own net and just poor defensive player showings all around. But they need to sort their structure out very, very quickly. They need at least a point against France, or there's a realistic chance they are knocked out.
Defending champions may not make it out of this round. It's crazy.
It would be insane.
That's it for the first 24. The final 12 to see who goes through to the round of 16. Jack, Conrad, this is a 45. Please let us know what you think in the comments. Do subscribe. Look for us on the Twitter at the 45. Take care now.